It is Tuesday, everybody, and that means it is the Reload Show. I'm Sean. I've got with me Candido, Mark. As always, we're excited to be here. Candido, Mark, what is up, fellas?
What is happening?
Wow, that music was awesome.
Man, I just want to turn it back on and jam, but we've got the show to do. So I would argue that our show today has as much awesomeness as that intro jam. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I guess
it's gonna be tough to beat.
No. It's gonna be tough.
Let's give it a shot.
That's some killer self promotion there from us, the Reload boys here. So if you're tuning in for the first time, you have not checked us out before, you haven't seen the Reload Show, we are three average dudes in the mortgage industry talking about mortgage, real estate, and accountability. And we're excited to be here. We always kick off the show talking about wins and losses. Again, we like to hold each other accountable, and we like to not only talk about, hey, this is what's going well. I think I think we all see a ton of successes, right? A lot of times on social media and all this stuff, it's like, oh, everybody's winning all the time. And I think we all know that's not always the case. So we like to start off some wins and losses. Candido, man, why don't you kick us off with the wins and losses from this past week for you?
So really easy for me. As you may or may not know, I was absent from the show last week, which is why it wasn't as good. But I was down in DC for the NAREP conference, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. The loss was, I have never been in better shape, and my back just decided to start spasming. I was completely laid up for the last few days. That is a big L. But as far as a win, like I said, I was down in DC. It was awesome. Was able to listen to a bunch of great speakers, everything having to do with housing. Even got to hear from the FHA commissioner on some upcoming changes. It was a fantastic event, and the last day spent it lobbying to the Senator Elizabeth Warren, to her office. So I really can't say enough. It was fantastic. It really made me very proud to be Latino and to know that there's a lot of like-minded young professionals out there that I was able to meet with. So huge win for me, and really was a fantastic week last week.
Awesome. Mark, man.
Awesome.
Beat that.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. I had about 5 jokes that are not allowed on the Reload Show. Anyway, wins, actually I have quite a few of them, but I'm told I have to stick to one. So we're going to go with the biggest one. Honestly, I had a VA loan close. That person that closed ended up introducing me to somebody else that they thought was just going to be interested in a VA loan. It actually led to a second introduction. And then I had 3 meetings yesterday with real estate agents that almost solely focus on VA loans. I've got a couple certifications for VA loans. I consider myself somewhat of an expert. And all of a sudden that gave me an in. I talked to all 3 of these people for about 45 minutes. And a lot of really good stuff came up about, and already got 2 applications from it. I'm really excited about the conversations that we had yesterday. So that's my win. Losses was, just some struggles with some loans, but I mean, doesn't beat the struggles that Sean had with his loans a couple weeks ago. Just a couple Tidewater cases and some client issues that we were able to get through. It just cost me some time. But overall, very, very, very winning week. Lots of winning last week.
Man, Mark, that's what I love about you. Right when I thought I'd forgotten about the bad stuff that was going on, you
just
bring it right back up. You just come on back. Wins and losses for me this past week, man. So you guys have heard me talk about that. I brought a loan officer, I hired a new loan officer onto my team that I think we can help grow and get him to that next level. And he came on last Monday, was his first day. And within 7 days of being on board, he's already got 3 contracts in the pipeline. And, like he's going to be closing in 1 month. Like, I think he closed all of 15 deals last year total. So, being able to immediately hit the ground running, leverage some of the additional tools, processes, scripting strategies that we've already started to put into place for him. He's already seeing success, which has been fantastic. So I'm going to take it as a win. Obviously, it's a team win for me, but I love seeing the loan officers on my team win. So really exciting there. As far as loss, I would say I'm going to go on the personal side. I do, you guys know, I do indoor rock climbing. I go 3 times a week. I'm fanatical about it. It scratches the itch I have for puzzle solving, just like the real estate, the mortgage market does. And I've kind of hit a plateau. I've reached a point where I'm not able. I don't feel like I'm progressing as much as I would like to. You've got different levels of rock climbing routes, that different difficulty levels, and I progressed really fast through the first few levels. And now I'm at this point where I don't feel a lot of progress. Even though every time I go, I know it's a workout, I'm improving, but the visible signs are not there. So I'm struggling with that a little bit, having to mentally push through that to get to that next level where I can actually see and feel the progress. So that's kind of what's been going on the loss side. So it's a loss, but it's a future win.
Yeah, I think everybody that does physical activity, especially a specific one for a long period of time, goes through exactly what you're going through.
Well, guys, I'm excited for today's show. For those who've tuned in over the last few weeks, we've been talking about AI, and through next level, it's AI month, and so we've been talking about ChatGPT, different uses for it. Today, Candido, really today this is kind of your specialty, right? Like this is near and dear to your heart. We're talking about creating video content, and what's really cool is we're not just talking about creating video content for ourselves, for you tuning in. I don't know, guys. I love to take everything that I learn and become an expert at it, and then go teach it to real estate agents to help them get better. So I think that's another component of this as well. Candido or Mark, you guys want to, share a few thoughts on the subject before we dive into the nitty gritty?
Yeah. So, all right, just make sure I'm unmuted. For me, obviously, as soon as you say video, yes, near and dear to my heart. There's a lot of things though that even someone like me, right? I consider myself to be creative, but with that being said, I always feel like there could be something better that I could be doing. There could be, and sometimes we all hit those mental roadblocks, right? Like, oh man, I just don't know what to speak about. Well, I think it's important that now we have a tool to be able to shoot ideas off of. If we have ideas, we can figure out how to make them better, how to script. So, today, that's really what we want to show you, some of the thoughts and process that we go through in order to go ahead and help you create video content.
I love it. Mark, anything to add, or are we ready to jump in?
Let's dive right in.
All right, cool. All right, so I am going to attempt to share my screen today. Last week had a bit of a trouble. It's quite glitchy. Hey, Candido, Mark, if I start going totally frozen and glitchy, we need to figure out a way. Let me know, and then I'm going to pass it back over to you guys. I've got a strong internet connection, but apparently it needs to hit the gym a little bit more often. So let's go ahead and share my ChatGPT window over here. Boom. There we go. Should be big enough in this view. So ChatGPT, I've got GPT-4, a little bit more robust. It's $20 a month. If you start leveraging ChatGPT in your business on a regular basis, pay the $20 a month for the more current, updated, more robust version. So I'm going to start with focusing on ideation and brainstorming. And so when it comes to video, we want to help ChatGPT get in the right frame of reference for what we're looking for. Now I've got this script already planned out, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this, and I'll read. I'm not going to read everything that we put in here, but I'm going to read this one. So step number one is we've got to have a highly effective prompt. We've got to cover, all of the key pieces of a prompt structure. So we've got to give ChatGPT a role. We've got to give it as much context and detail as possible. And then we need to make sure that we're asking for the response format that we want. So this particular prompt that I've used a number of times, you are a seasoned social media marketer with 20 years of experience. You've been tasked with the assignment of growing my social media presence online. I'm a mortgage loan officer who needs to create online content across social media to grow my personal brand on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and other social media platforms so I can grow followers and eventually generate leads. You will serve as my social media manager and content marketer. You will help come up with content ideas, content topics, and write content on my behalf to achieve this goal. Do you understand the assignment? Answer succinctly. So I'm going to plug that into ChatGPT. And so again, this is helping us get ChatGPT in the right frame of reference. We've got an extremely detailed prompt. Now this, we're not asking it anything to create yet. So ChatGPT simply says, yes, I understand the assignment. So now we're going to go in and we're going to create a detailed prompt on, talking specifically about video. Now, this is where either if you through, or us through our industry expertise already have some ideas of content topics, then we can go right into having ChatGPT help us ideate those topics and create, long tail details and scripting about it. For now, let's assume that we don't really know what topics that we want to touch on, but we have a general idea of what we want to accomplish with our videos. Let's say that we want to generate client, prospective buyer engagement and ultimately leads. So we're going to give ChatGPT another prompt. We're going to say next. Actually, we're going to say, I am looking to create long form and short form video content for social media platforms. The goal of the content is to educate and inform prospective home buyers. The content should be engaging, educational. Let's see. The content should be engaging, educational, attention getting, probably a better way to say that, but we'll leave that there for now. Actually intention getting, showcase me as a subject matter expert, and encourage prospective buyers to connect with me to learn more about how they can accomplish their goals of buying real estate. Please brainstorm 20 video content topic ideas that will accomplish my goal of engaging and attracting prospective buyers. Let's go ahead and fix engaging. There we go. Okay. So now we could spend more time and we could probably get a little bit more detailed on the prompt in some areas, but we're going to go with this. and we're going to see what ChatGPT gives us. So I've asked it for a very specific number of ideas, and it's going to go through, and based on, all of its, knowledge and access and resources, it's going to start generating. So we can see here some of everything that's generating. 5 common mistakes first home buyers make. Sounds like a great topic. Mortgage 101, understanding your options and educational piece on different types of mortgages. How credit scores affect mortgage rates, saving for down payment, strategies that work, the true cost of home ownership, navigating home buying process, rent versus buy, how to get pre-approved for a mortgage, and investing in real estate, tips for beginners, what to look for during home inspection, understanding home appraisals, the role of a mortgage loan officer explained. Now, the key here is we're using ChatGPT to help ideate, to help brainstorm ideas. We could easily go in and say, hey, brainstorm 20 additional ideas, and it would come up with additional ones. If we didn't love the majority of this list, we could give ChatGPT some additional instruction on how we want it to tweak this list. But this gets us started. This takes what's in our head and say, okay, I have an idea of what I'd like to do, but I really want to hone it. And this allows us to start using our knowledge of the industry, combining that with the output from ChatGPT to really start thinking of, oh, you know what? Gosh, I really, really like these 4 topics, right? And we're going to get into that with Candido and Mark, but I'll show one more thing is, so let's say that we like the first 3 topics, right? So we could easily say, I really like the first 3 topics. Please write a comprehensive video strategy, or no, please write a comprehensive, please write a comprehensive
video script.
No, we don't. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys jump into the video script, but please write a comprehensive strategy around the talking points for these 3 topics. Let's just keep it simple like that. Let's see what ChatGPT comes back with. And so it's going to go back up. It's going to grab those 3 topics, and it's going to elaborate on those. And it's basically going to give me the how-to. So we're not at a point where we're writing scripting yet. And you can see here, ChatGPT, misunderstood the definition of the word comprehensive, maybe. Oh, actually, no, we're still on topic 1. Just kidding. So it's going down. It's breaking it's giving me an example of 5 mistakes. Now, I may agree with them. I may not. I may say, okay, I like 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to replace 4 and 5 from information on my own knowledge, or maybe I like the topics that it's giving me, but I need to add my own knowledge and expertise to this. But we're not at a point where we're writing video script. This is still the brainstorming and ideation, but we're just going in depth into these strategies, so that way we can get a holistic view of what each of these topics is ultimately going to be about. And we can decide how much of this we like, how much of this we don't like, replace what we don't like with our knowledge and expertise, or simply ask ChatGPT to revise. Hey, I love topic 3, but I don't like the details of it. Rewrite this utilizing this information.
And to cut you off here, but like,
and so it's going to finish up
here. Just to clarify here, I mean, you've spent only like six or 7 minutes so far, and look at all the content that you've been able to pump out. Even if, like, on those original 20 ideas, if you only used 12 or 13 of them, you've got a detailed weekly video for a whole quarter of the year. Even if you just use 13 of them. All right. So, in all of that extra writing, it was just writing on 3 of those, right? So if you said, I want the top 13 to do exactly what you're doing here, just think
right.
think of all that.
And we don't, and we're not going to stick around and watch it. So, and we won't have to watch this, but I'm gonna say provide the same comprehensive breakdown on topics 4 through 7.
Yeah.
And it's going to spit out the exact same thing, right? We're just telling it to basically continue what it was doing, and it's going to start spitting out on that. So I think from a brainstorming and ideation part of the process, you can see how quick and easy it is to create a lot of content quickly. And that's the whole idea, is to make us more efficient at creating content by infusing our expertise with the help of AI. So with that being said, I'm going to stop my share and, well, nope, don't leave studio. There we go.
Or,
and
I mean,
or leave studio, Sean.
Take a hint. All right. So,
And-
you know, I think it's really important. A couple things. Pay the $20. Pay the $20. Pay the $20. It is so well worth it. And the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and 4.0 is absolutely insane. So, definitely wanted to start with that. You know, I think another decent point would be, you're only going to get a good output as your input, right? So the more detailed you are, like Sean was going through with his prompts, obviously the better. It's spit out quite a bit and pretty in depth, but with that being said, you also have to make sure to make it your own. You know, I know that that Mike Copeland, you were asking what video teleprompter would you use. Well, obviously, you know, you want to go ahead and take each subject that Sean was going through and eventually create an outline, and from that go ahead and create a video script. For me, and this is only for me, I prefer short content video. So, you know, what I typically do, Mike, is I will go ahead and tell it sometimes to go ahead and give me a script for a 30-second video. But what I'll do is I'll probably read through it 2 or 3 times and then just make it my own. I think sometimes once you're actually using a teleprompter, it almost can sound too scripted. But there are plenty of apps out there that go ahead and do
Big View is a good one. Big View
Yeah.
answers that question.
That's what I was going to actually say. So, you know, it'll go slow enough. You could adjust the speed as to how fast or slow it goes. But for me, like I said, I like to kind of make it my own. And I think by it giving me a script and then kind of going off on adding my own flavor is really what it's all about, right? Because you want to make sure that when you're using ChatGPT, that yeah, look, it may have been AI generated, but in the end, it's coming from you. It's your knowledge. You need to actually go ahead, go in, create, and adjust, so that way, in the end, it actually is you, right? The other thing I would say is once you're going ahead and creating a video script, there's some different aspects that you want to make sure it has, right? So you want to make sure that it has a hook, the context, the lesson, and finally the call to action. So with each video, you want to make sure that it has these 4 elements, and so that way it could try and you know, gain the most traction every single time out. So, you know, in short, you really want to take the ideas and put them into the right structure, so that way you could try and have a successful video every single time out. Mark, you want to kind of dive in a little bit just to kind of show some of the different things that we were just going over?
Yeah, sure. Let's see if I could. And I'm going to also share my screen. And you know, just talking about video creation in general, if we would have been a little more prepared, I would have definitely just piggybacked off of what Sean was doing there, but I don't think I can react on the fly like that. But just like Candido said, you need structure, and ChatGPT will create that structure for you. When you're creating video, there's stats or general knowledge that you need to keep in mind. 80% of all content consumed by buyers and sellers on social media is done via video. So you need to create video, and probably the number one thing that stops people from making it, other than being afraid to be seen on video, is what do I say? And this solves all of that. And it allows you to become a video creator quicker by just following these steps. Another thing to keep in mind is that you have 3 seconds at most to grab the attention of the person that's watching it, right? If you're in the industry, you see it all the time. You see videos of people you're friends with, whether they're real estate agents or they're loan officers, where they'll just throw the camera in front of them, be like, this is so-and-so from so-and-so mortgage, or this is so-and-so from Eagle Eye Realty, and blah, blah, blah. And you've already lost anybody that wants to talk, right? And so you need to start that video with a hook, and it needs to be something that's going to get the viewer's attention. And that's hard to do, but ChatGPT will help you. So I'm going to be, I'm not going to go quite as in depth as Sean did, just for the sake of time. But pretend I went through what Sean went through to create everything that he created. And let's just say I found a video that was how to prepare for the home buying process.
And hey, Mark, if you want to use it, I sent you the first 3 detailed breakdowns via our chat.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
That was me telling you that I couldn't react like that quickly.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But we can't see my screen, can we?
Not at the moment. No.
How do I? Because I just.
Oh, we both hit it. You added it, and then I took it away because I was trying to add it for you.
Okay,
there you
cool.
go.
All right, cool. So you could say something like, when you're building a script, you could say, you are a real estate agent wanting to make videos for future home buyers to post on your social media. And you're just going to say something very simple and say, the first video is titled 3 tips to save money when buying a home. Please write a hook that will catch the attention of the audience.
Hey, Mark. Oh, while you're typing that, let me go. I'm going to answer Mike's question while you're typing that. So that way you don't. So Mike asked, what is the difference? Actually, let's do this. So Mike asked, what is the difference between you and I when typing the question? And ultimately, and Candido and Mark, you can maybe chime in on this, for me, I feel that it boils down to preference. I like to give ChatGPT a role and then tell ChatGPT that I'm doing something. I don't know that, and you could do some testing. You do some A/B testing, try it both ways. You could also say, ChatGPT, hey, you're a this, and you need to do this. And I believe you would get similar results. Guys, you have any different take on that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say it's definitely a preference thing. And I think as long as you stay consistent with what you're doing, you're going to be fine with it. I prefer the method of I prefer the method of saying, this is who I am. This is who I am as Mark Sullivan. And this is who you are as my assistant. Some people like to do, sometimes I'll flip it. Like I just flipped it here in this example where I say, you are a real estate agent doing this. I need you to write these scripts. If you stay consistent in what you're saying and what you're telling ChatGPT, just like if OpenAI was a person, if you're consistent with what you're giving to that person, they're going to give you consistent results. If you tell them something different every single time in the same thread, it's going to give you inconsistent results. So just be mindful of that. I think that's the best answer I can give.
And I would say, Mike, that it also depends on what you've previously told ChatGPT, because there are great prompts where you can teach ChatGPT to understand your business, so that to understand you and your business, your tone, your voice, your, all of the details that you normally use, you can teach ChatGPT how to act like that. So if you've taught it how to do that, then that will also influence what comes out after. So what you've told ChatGPT previously in that particular chat. Remember, every chat's different. ChatGPT doesn't remember what you told it from chat to chat, but whatever you told it in that chat previously will also influence how you should go about that.
And back to what we're doing here. So I'm going to touch on just a brief second, because it's not really the focal point of what we're talking about. But whenever you're shooting video, whether it be short or long form content for social media, you can do this research on your own just by Googling how to create video on Instagram, yada, yada. We have talked about it in the past, and I know we're going to make videos on our YouTube channel coming up soon about how to create this content. But you can just do it in clips, right? Just do it a sentence at a time, and you can program your TikTok app or your Instagram app to time that. So you can just edit and chop these blocks. You don't have to say all this stuff from beginning to end.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that, because nobody's just going to nail it, right? We're not actors. We don't, I'm certainly not Brad Pitt, right? So like, you need to just chop it up.
I act as a mortgage professional.
Right. Yeah. Just, whatever. We are both from Missouri though. You just do it a sentence at a time. Don't try to nail it, because you're not going to. If you want to do the teleprompter, that's fine. It's obvious that you're reading from a teleprompter, no matter how good it is. I prefer just doing it, read a sentence and then read a sentence here. But like I said, we don't need to go too far into that. But so ChatGPT created a hook, a body, and a call to action. And I didn't give it specifics. I just said to do those three things, right? So what I really should have said was create a call to action that tells them to do something, whatever it is that I want them to do, whether it's send me a message, comment on the post, fill out an application, whatever the call to action is, click this link in the post. I could say create a body, or create a 4-paragraph body or 5-paragraph body that talks about the top 3 things about this topic, yada, yada. But what's better? Hey, my name is Mark Sullivan with USA Mortgage, and I'm here to talk to you about the 3. No, that's terrible. But if you say, are you dreaming of owning your own slice of paradise without breaking the bank? Stay tuned, because I've got 3 game-changing tips that will help you save big when buying your next home. Right? That's not even the best hook. I would probably revise that on first glance. Right? So I just read it without reading it, but I would have it be more of a hook. Do it in 3 seconds. And what I would want it to do is solve a problem. So we're not going to we don't really have the time to problem solve, I don't think. But if I just said rewrite the hook to solve the problem, if I could type, to solve the problem from the title. That's terrible, but I'm just trying to wing it real quick. And there, see, that got better. Tired of feeling overwhelmed by the daunting cost of buying your dream home. So that's better, right? I probably wouldn't say the rest of that, but I'm just a quick 3-second hook. And the more you give, the better you get. If you notice, everything that Sean got out of his prompts was wow. And everything that I got out of my prompts was just short, concise, follow directions to the point. The reason being is because I didn't give it that much information. So that's why I said, whenever you're doing things that I'm talking about doing, do it the way that Sean did it, and you'll get
Sean.
exponential results out of it. And it's just really important that you look at it that way. But honestly, guys and gals, content creation can be really easy. ChatGPT will do all of it for you, and then you can follow it up with based on the video. When you're done with the scripting, based on the video above, I'm going to post this on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Will you please write me a social media post for all 4 of those platforms, describing this video, and then boom, done. Content, video shot.
Caption.
Honestly, in and out in an hour, you're done.
And I would also say don't be afraid to give your video script some personality, right? Let's say we're near Halloween and you want, yep, this is a great script, but write it sounding like a pirate. You go ahead, you can do that, get into character. But, I think it's important. Sometimes I find it to be a little bit too stiff. So, you know what, go ahead and make this funnier. Different things like that. So I think it's important that you can go ahead and almost give it some personality, make it more like however you're going to sound like for a video.
And for those who missed the part earlier on those video structure, there it is right there. So make sure that you're in again, like Mark did, tell ChatGPT you want it in that structure, and it can give it to you. And Mark, and I'm not seeing I didn't see your prompt. Are you telling it to do short form, or are you just saying video in general?
Basically, I just made it a little more specific, and I said, right from the perspective of a real estate agent from Boston. Right.
Okay.
And so, and basically what it's going to do is, if you tell it to speak like somebody from Boston, it'll throw that stuff in there. But honestly, it's mainly going to throw in just town specific verbiage for you. It's going to reference Boston.
Yeah. You probably say it like rewrite this with a Boston accent is probably how you would.
It's going to be wicked good down by the
Harvard. You tired of buying a house being wicked had?
Oh, was Bostonian? Is that
my roots, guys? My roots. Oh, well,
there you go.
I hope we got Nick. We got another question. Nick said that is asking about the drop down boxes and the output. So is that specific to? Well, no, Mark's in ChatGPT 3.5. So those should. Nick's asking about the drop down boxes with the tone and the writing style.
Those are available in 3.5. They should be there. I did 3.5 because I know that that's something that everybody that's watching will have access to,
because that's free.
Yeah, GPT-4 is better. You're going to get better results. It's totally worth the money. But yeah, that's certainly why I did that. But even ChatGPT-3 would be starts talking like a Bostonian, I guess.
Hey,
I've never been to Boston, so I don't know.
All right. Well, I think this was a fantastic show. Fellas, any final words or final thoughts to wrap this up?
Man, no. I thought this was great content. I love ChatGPT. I love leveraging it, and I really like the additional details that you guys went into that I'm going to be able to take back and add to how I create my content leveraging ChatGPT. So thank you both of you guys. Really helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, this process, I would say this process is supposed to be fun, make it fun. Like it's kind of what we did at the end there with the Bostonian accent, or is that what you call yourself? The Bostonians?
The Bostonian accent. Yeah.
Bostonian accent. or, say you're from the South or, whatever, and have some fun with ChatGPT. And you'll just enjoy the process a whole lot more. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us on social media. Candido, Sean, me, all three of us love to talk about this stuff. So we would definitely welcome that. Comment on our YouTube, wherever you're watching this. And we will see you next week.
All right. Take care, everyone.